Good evening and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Football Manager 2024. Today we continue on where we left off in the last episode with a lovely bit of news. Last episode we were hoping that Jay would agree to play for us with his lovely stats of 14, 14 and 8 in our non-negotiables. For those who are unaware, our non-negotiables are determination, teamwork and work rate. As a centre-back, we have a couple of other stats that we're looking at as well, in particular. Jumping reach, which is very good at 17. Tackling, 9. Probably strength as well. But other things really do come into play as a centre-back. We're looking at our positioning. We're looking at our concentration. We are somewhat looking at our marking and heading and aggression and things like that. You see the stats that he's good in. But for the most part, it's the non-negotiables, jumping reach, and I do personally like concentration as well. And I can start the episode with a lovely positive bit of news. Wood has agreed to join the club. So, Takeda drops concern. There we go. And here we go. This is quite funny. So we've signed ourselves another centre-back, but of course this isn't so much a centre-back. This is a CDM. Why have we signed a CDM? Well, the reason is Olafsson is not available. Melbourne was injured for a little while. It is very helpful for us to have another option. Non-negotiable 6, 14 and 13. Oof. That's rough. I need to go into my spreadsheet, my depth chart, and add our player here. It says he's a DM or... It says he's a DM or a centre-back, so I'm going to kind of put him as both. What is the name of our lad? Our name is... I'm going to say Sky. Look, I still don't know if that's correct, honestly. He is right-footed. That's actually no nonsense centre-back for him. Sky is a ball-winning midfielder or a defensive midfielder, but either of those is okay for us. Either of those is okay. And his non-negotiables, unfortunately, we didn't fully know the non-negotiables, but you can kind of say, like, you know, the 13 and the 14 in the other stats do make it worth it. Sorry, I didn't even click off it. There we go. Sorry. Here it is. Here is the depth chart. So what we need to do is we need to add him across. So that needs to change as well. So he can play in our DM position, he can play in our centre-back position as well, focusing on the right-hand side. And that works for us very nicely. Now, we do have a squad of 31, but of course, if you discount Olafsson, it is still 30. So I'm happy with the level of the amount of players in the squad. And of course, back to the game screen we go. Asbjorn, Sky. Shy? I don't freaking know. I don't know. Very young player, very much kind of just getting into the team, getting things going. But, you know, doesn't need a work permit. So that's something. And it does mean that, obviously, with our injury to certain other players, actually, Melbourne is back now, but Sky does provide. Because we've got Takeda, we've got Sween, we've got other players, we've got injuries around. We click continue, and our next game is in 10 days. The squad, like I said last episode, the squad is now pretty much set. And from now on, will have to be a one in, one out kind of situation. And, what? Ephraim wants more game time. I do think he probably does deserve it. He's very negative. I have given him some game time. In fact, Can I see how much game time he has been given? I'm going to guess it's not as much as I've given other players. So Ephraim is there. 332 minutes. It's not as much as Sam Price. It's a lot of time off the bench. But I mean, there's your reason why, isn't it? There is your reason why. And that as well. 7.4 versus 6.5. I don't particularly want to lose Daniel Ephraim. He's on a lot of money. And he covers a lot of positions. We might have a decision to make here. I'm going to try the convince. I don't think it's going to work. Oh, you're willing to make life very difficult, are you? Interesting. Okay, I will make that promise. Okay, he wants a transfer. Okay. He wants the transfer. Look, that's I've only got myself to blame on that front. But then again, he's also got himself to blame. If you wanted more matches, if you wanted more game time, I needed better results. And can we just... Yeah, I don't need to hear about Lang stuff every single day. You haven't put it out there. Okay, 8 days. Okay, dokes, guys, we are about to load into the Holyport game. Not really anything to report, to be honest. Yeah, the only thing of interest really is that Steve McLaughlin, who is actually a former player of ours. Ooh, people want Sprawley on loan, but Sprawley is actually starting a bit for us now, so that's an interesting one. Steve McLaughlin plays for the opposition, and we obviously had him for like not very long, to be fair, not very long at all. Okay, so we're going to give Asbjorn Sky a debut at DM. We're going to let Sprawley start on the left. McIntyre, Takeda is obviously still injured, don't forget. Do we want Jay Wood to have a start? Yeah, you know what? Why not? On for Mason. Wood and Terrace. The Wooden Terrace. Pavey at left back. No, Pavey's okay. Alexis Boulay. I've still got some positive reactions here, which is rather nice. Pavey's on a youth contract, of course, as well. A lot of them are, you know, feeling good about this thing. Ephraim's requested to leave. Yeah, you see, you've requested to leave. It kind of makes me think you don't want to be around. So I'm going to bring in Howard onto that bench position, and we'll kind of double up in the middle of the park in terms of defenders. McIntyre, Price on out on the right. Could give Cooper a game, but Price is looking very good for us in general, looking very strong. Look at that average rating. Is that Price? No, Price is here. 7.04. So Jay Wood is, yeah, may not get to the end. Feels Ruben Mason should have been picked. Yeah, maybe I should have put Terrace. Maybe I should have put Jay Wood in for Terrace instead. I don't know. McLaughlin's playing. There he is. A player that we obviously had for not very long. Look at that. We took him from Holyport and we sent him back to Holyport. But off we go. Okay, so we start with our regular tactic as things are. Of course, we are giving debuts to 2 players that we've just signed to see how they fare for us in the Greens kit. And also I can say that Haider Abdullah is the best defensive player in the league. You know, according to the stats, according to the inbox. And we are the best defensive team in the league, which I do think is, you know, not outlandish. We've played very well so far to get to where we are. And we've actually gone 1-0 up. And boy, am I happy that I put Jos3h in on the left-hand side. That has worked absolutely brilliantly. So we are 1-0 up after only 40 seconds. Goodness. It's not a bad start. Hillier takes a shot. It's kind of blocked by one of the players, one of the defenders. Maybe it was... Or maybe it came off McIntyre. No, I don't think it did. I think it came off one of the defenders. But there we go. 1-0 up. We're going to call for a calm down, as we tend to do when we score early. We have had 3 shots already. No shots for the opposition just yet. Would be very nice if we can have another one of those games where we just kind of shut them out. We don't even give them an opportunity to get a goal. Okay, let's go to our pass. Oh, into Hudson, into Llewellyn. Goes back to Bannister. Into Cowlan. Into the wet. Oh, it's a lovely touch. And it's 1-1. I've got a feeling it was Wood who got sold down the river a little bit there. And I actually want to see that again. So there's Wood. There's number 4. I think he steps in when he shouldn't. He steps in when he shouldn't. Oh, I was saying Jos3h was a good person to put in. Well, look, we are now 1-1. We've got a little bit of trouble brewing here. Okay, let's try and just calm things down a tad. Let's go a little bit more direct. Try and create another chance. Bannister with the yellow for the opposition. Price, Abdullah, anxious. Don't be anxious, guys. Keep going. We'll go for a demand more here. That gets a somewhat positive reaction. Okay, we did start to bring it back here. It's evening out as we approach half-time. Okay. Okay, decisions to make. How is Sky playing? 6.8. Playing pretty solid. Jay Wood, 6.4. Not doing the best. Okay, Jay Wood is going to go out to the wing. Stefan Clark goes into the centre. In fact, is Clark left-footed? No, Clark is right-footed. Chadwick moves up. Get yourselves involved a little bit further up. And I'm thinking Ricky May comes on after... Well, if nothing changes, after about 60 minutes. Seems like a somewhat low-quality affair with not many shots going in. Okay, we're also going to step up a little bit. And I want, yeah, just get some shots off. Just get some shots off. Because one of them might just go in. There we go. There's another shot. That's what I like to see. Just get some shots going. Just far away. It's a very even game, a very well-balanced game. But then when you look at the momentum, the stats say it's very even. The momentum says it's not. And we've thrown that away a little bit. It's very cheap from Chadwick. Not good at all. But he has done well. Yeah, good. Out wide. It's got to go. It's got to go. That's fine. It's taking its time, but it's got to go. Okay, in behind we go. No. I mean, it's a good ball, but... No, is it? It's not a good ball. It's very fragmented attack. Just nobody really reading each other. We get it back again. Price out to Frith. Now, Price would naturally want to make that run. Frith has gone on his own. Price goes back into Hillier. Sky. Good ball. Off the bar. Okay, Ricky May is going to come on, and I think it's going to be for Chadwick, and we're just going to go into that kind of natural. I need to edit this. I need to edit this. I need to personalize the strikers. Okay. On the attack we go. McIntyre into Skyer. We've just kind of cleared that long. Really. Hold on. Oh, Clark. No, not McLaughlin. Oh, well done, Sky. But then we don't follow it up. It's a good save. Wood is not having the best game for us at the minute. Okay, we might be able to steal something here at the end. Wood into Sky. Goes backwards a little bit. Just find a pass. There is one. Yep, out wide. Perhaps in there. Good. Sky forward. Forward in there. Why are you forcing it there? Why are you forcing that? That's Jones has saved you there. Not quite sure who played that pass. It might have been Clark. Not good. Oh, Hillier with good chase. Price, yes, you've got the man there. You've got to give that. Okay, we have one more change to make here. I'm going to bring Sky off for Howard, and Howard's going to go up, and we're going to try and overload a little bit at the end here. So we're going to move into a positive. I hope this doesn't backfire, but I want to go for the win. You know, I can't. It's been a bit of a dodgy performance, not a very convincing performance at all. But we've got the ball back here, and maybe this is our chance. Price on the ball, up the right-hand side. You've got numbers in the middle. Howard, creative player. Play the pass. Ricky May. Ricky May! Come on. Balanced we go. Calm it down, lads. We've somehow grabbed 2-1 from the end of this game. Price takes a tactical yellow card. There is 4 minutes to go. Warren Clark. Ricky May's chasing it. Bannister nods it down. Hudson goes forward. Cowling Clark. What an interception that is. Hillier out to Price. Loses out. No, wins it back. No, loses out again. Bannister into Duma. Into Wade. Wood gets beaten again, but well done, Sprawley. And then Wood plays a good pass forward. Wood only on a 6.3, but Ricky May is in once again. Goes round those. Oh, there we go. That's how we do it. Come on, Ricky May. What a super sub performance this has been. We are going to take this one 3-1. So Wood plays a good pass, and then Howard, the creative player we have got there. Howard is a really good backup for Chadwick. You know, they're both just really creative players. And he's getting another assist. Did he get the first assist? He did. Ricky May and Howard. Look at the super subs. From 1-1 and it being rather shaky to a lovely performance, a 3-1. Wood is the only defender who, didn't have a great game in the end. You can just kind of put that down to new player, new system, new questions being asked. Maybe he just needs a bit more time before the next game. A bit more training. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll bring in Mason. Maybe Kolodinsky on the left. Maybe Holcroft on the left if the injuries have eased up. But that was a good result. Big news. Big news. The Whistlers lost. The Whistlers finally lost in the league. In fact, their last loss came against Ottershaw, first game 1-0, but they lost to Virginia Water. Good for us. So that is their second loss. And of course, we haven't drawn yet, and we could have drawn that last game, but we didn't. And Ottershaw have only got one loss, and that's against Bedfont, who are, where are they? Down in 18th, and Virginia Water down in 17th, and we've got Bryden Ropes down in 20th, up next. What is going on? Don't ask me. We are in third, but of course we've got that game in hand. So if we win it, we'll go 3 points at the top. And that game is against Bryden Ropes in not very long at all. And we are getting slowly, you know, as the episodes go by, the matches played in the league is slowly, you know, obviously it's progressing, it's creeping up, but there's less cup games as well. So it's one of those things where I feel like in not very long at all, we'll be getting to the business end of the league season and being like, okay, what's the situation? What are we doing? Well, no, I'm going to try and get past that now. I'm going to try and preempt that. I'm going to try and beat that before it becomes a problem. By discussing it now, we need to win games now. We need to put pressure on teams around us now. And the Whistlers losing, well, has mostly... Oh, look at that. Lovely. Okay, well done, Cooper. Love that. Mostly the Whistlers have put pressure on themselves, losing a game to a lower, you know, a team at the bottom of the division. But we need to take our chance. We need to beat Bryden Ropes. Okay, loading into the Bryden Ropes game now in not very long at all. It keeps saying Rihoy is leaving. Rihoy is not leaving. Sam Rihoy is a young goalkeeper, is my backup goalkeeper. He's not going anywhere. Takeda is back in full training. Very, very useful. Okay. All right. It was a good result last... Oh, 45 minutes. I don't actually think it would be entirely necessary to bring him in. Now, I have gone into the actual lineup and changed things up in the home screen, the home tactics screen. Jay Wood did not have a great game. I'm going to let him rest up this next one. In fact, let's go back into that tactics screen now and just make an edit here because Kolodinsky doesn't need to be there. We're going to have Howard in there. We've got a really, really good combo here of Chadwick and Hillier. Sky in behind. How did Sky play in that first game? 6.4. Wait, no. Wait. Last game that you actually played. Who are you playing for? Basingstoke. Oh, okay, there we go. So you moved from Basingstoke in the South Division up to us in the North. Okay, so that's why you've played in the Cup. But has now played in the North. Scored a 6.8. So Sky did fine. Sky gets another game. Ricky Mays definitely earned a start. 100%. So McIntyre drops. In fact, let's go with John Jones on the bench. And you know what? We'll go double strikers on the bench. Why not? McIntyre in there as well. That means Connell Jones. In fact, I think it probably would be better to put Melbourne there. Midfielders can be a little bit more kind of versatile, a bit more of adjustments. They're happy that Ruben Mason's back in the team. He obviously missed one game and somewhat complained about it. Everyone was like, where's Ruben Mason? He should be playing, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, look, maybe, but we gave Jay Wood an opportunity. And it would be harsh to say he didn't, he didn't play terribly. That would be quite harsh. But he didn't play to the level that we would expect. And maybe that is what I said at the end of the game. Maybe it just needs a bit more time. And if that is the case, that's the case. That's not a problem. We'll just give him more time and he'll get better. All right, this time it is us going down early, losing out. So 1-0 down after one shot and one on target. We've had a shot as well. We don't want to lose here. We want to make sure we are in a good frame. Okay, possession is very good. Let's see where it's at after 20. If it's relatively high still, if it's 60 plus, then we will click into attack mode. Unless, of course, we go back to 1-1, which could happen as well. Terrace into Mason, cleared, Sprawley regathers. I'm going to guess goes up the left-hand side because he is the winger up the left-hand side. He does just that. He looks for Luke Frith. He doesn't find him. Chadwick regathers into Abdullah. Abdullah loves a long shot, puts it over the bar. That's fine. Good effort. We keep going. All right, we are going to move on to attack. Oh, no, I thought we won it back. We haven't. But Jones makes a good save. That's fine. Okay, I think I would again just like us to get some more shots off, and I want us to step up again. Wait, what? But the ball went in. Why would you give a penalty if the ball went in? Okay, we are 2-0 down. I'm not very happy with that, so we're going to drop a berate. But it does feel a bit odd. We've got all this possession, but what are we doing with it? Okay, let's up the tempo then. We've got all this possession. Let's up the tempo. Try and put the opposition into trouble. Try and play faster than they can react. It is working. Look at that big old chunk of momentum going our way. Okay, I'm gonna make the early decision here. Sky comes off, McIntyre goes in. Sky's only playing a 6.5. Not the best. But I want that extra attacker. Well saved, Jones. And I'm gonna drop my demand more here. Let's see what we do from the goalie's hands here. So, Terrace on the ball. Look for a pass forward. Chadwick there. Sprawley is there as well. No, goes back. That's fine. Abdullah could go forward there. Chooses not to. Of course, now the question is, without Sky linking the defence to the midfield, are we still able to play forward? Hopefully, yes. Price to Hillier. Forward to McIntyre. Into Price? No. Out wide to Frith. Yes, there. Goes round his man. Look for a pass in. Price, look for a pass in yourself. Goes far post. Good effort. Okay. Good effort. We need to come back now. We're 2 goals down. We're 2 goals down. It seems like almost a little bit of a surprise. You know, how are we 2 goals down? We're not used to being 2 goals down. We're used to dominating games. How do we respond to going 2 goals down? Again, momentum very much with us. Shots going off. Getting those shots away. Let's work it into the box and let's move the directness up a little bit. On top of that, I think Chadwick could slot into the attack. Hillier is then just manning the midfield. Well done, Chadwick. Finds Ricky May. Potentially offside. Potentially offside. No. All right. Okay, so I'm going to actually pause this. So McIntyre does win it on. This lad here. It's Dutton playing him on. And Ricky May has put in another goal. Very, very good stuff. Okay, 2-1. And we must continue on. Proceed with the tactical changes. Oh, we've got it back to 2-1. So I'm going to say no. And everything I just changed. Actually, no. I mean, those things I've just changed, are they going to kick in? No, Chadwick is still there, still working it. Okay. Okay, no, we've got to trust that we can do this. We've got to trust that we can get these goals from 2-0 down and get something out of this game. Terrace, back to Frith. Back post, McIntyre. Love that. Awesome stuff. I'm going to drop a calm down because we've come back from 2-0 very, very quickly. It feels like, you know, a 1-2, dodging punches, bang, next one's in. And to be fair, McIntyre is completely unmarked on the edge of the 6-yard box in an acres of space. So even though I've dropped the calm down, we've actually got a negative reaction to that. So let's the next chance I get, I'm going to try and give them something. Frith goes forward. I would have tried to find Price. Sprawley far post 3-2. And that is how you complete. It's not a 1-2. It's not a 1-2. It's a 1-1-2. It's a 1-2-3. It's a 1-2-3 uppercut. See you later. Get up from that one, lads. Bradham ropes. I mean, Scales has given a good effort to try and get across there, but what a header that is from Gerard Sprawley. 61, 65, 67. This is pretty dang good. And you know what? By going attacking, we've managed to score 3. I don't want to change things. I don't really want to do that. All I'm going to do is bring on Melbourne or Chadwick and kind of be a little bit more defensive. And anyone struggling? Really? Not really. Anyone low fitness levels wise? Not overly. Let's go for Gerard Sprawley. Take a break. Jones comes. Well, that changes that then. I haven't made that change, have I? I haven't actually made that change. So okay. So I am both kind of like making sure we solidify in defense a little bit by adding Melbourne in there and just being a DM instead of a creative attacking midfielder. But then I want to give Jones game time. I want to kind of let him have a chance. Ricky May's getting goals because we've given him a chance. How's that not a foul? That's ridiculous. So I want to, and McIntyre obviously grabbed the goal as well. So the strikers are doing well, and I want to see if John Jones can get something going as well. 10 minutes to go. I'm going to turn us off of attacking. I'm going to just stick us on positive. And let's try and get this result. Let's try and get this done. Sprawley whips the corner in and, nodded over the bar. I think it was Terrace who jumped, but just nodded it over the bar. Not long to go. 3-2 from 2-0 down. They go long. It looks like we should get that. Luke Frith does get that. Into your centre-back. Mason forward. Hillier, Frith. Hillier again, or back. Yep, that's fine. An extra kind of side of a triangle is no problem. Frith. McIntyre's there. Good. Into Frith. Into Jones. Find Ricky May if you can. Or Sprawley. Sprawley goes round his man. Now back to Abdullah. Finds Sprawley again. McIntyre. Far post. That is brilliant play. Come on now. What a move. That's such good play. We've picked the ball up in our own half. We've pinged it around a little bit. We've worked the triangles. Eventually, Sprawley's find Abdullah, who's again working the triangles, whips it in. And McIntyre this time is actually being marked by Dutton. And from 2-0 down at half time, we are 4-2 up. 2 goals for McIntyre, 1 goal for Ricky May, 1 goal for Gerald Sprawley, who of course has got the assist for McIntyre as well. Luke Frith with an assist as well. Looks like the right-hand side. But actually, no, Sprawley's on the left. But overall, that's how you come back from 2-0 down. And you end up with a weird formation like this. 7.0 for Chadwick. Sky obviously got taken off early and we went with the double attacking. And the thing is that, yes, we did go attacking. And yes, we ended the game in a weird formation with 3 forwards up there. But it was kind of still a trust in the game plan. You know, the game plan is we will create enough chances. We will get those chances and score goals. And that's exactly what we did. You know, we were 2-0 down, but even then, we'd not been like, you know, just being walked all over. We'd been playing well. Can we see perhaps the... Can I see like the full time? No, I want to see the stats for like half time. How did we play in the first half versus how we played in the second half? But I need to like go and find those. Anyway, I'll find those off camera and then maybe wait. Maybe I can find them real quick. Oh, transfer offers. Everything's happening. Boulay. Ooh, and is that a transfer? Oh, would you stop? Well, I'm trying to read the transfers. Boulay's not really playing that much. Okay, I've got to reject that one. Let's see if we can push this to 50. Boulay's not playing too much. Okay, unused goes to 60 then. Okay. I'm going to accept it. Yeah, I'm going to accept it. Because Boulay is not getting, a lot of time out in the middle. Oh, cup tied. Sky is cup tied. That's unfortunate. And we do have, a little bit of depth at the back with the addition of Jay Wood playing at right back. So Boulay can go out on loan and get some development time as well. Okay, can I quickly see those stats? Analytical data. Now that's the shot map. Can I see the shot map? Teams shots first half. Quite a few. Yeah, so just a quick bit of analysis here, because I don't really want to be looking at it forever. But you can see shots on target, shots... Wait, can I just see us? Yeah, I just want to see us. Okay, yeah, there we go. Shots on target, 4. Shots off target, 4. Shots... So 12 shots in the first half. And then if we drag that to the second half... 4 goals, of course, yes. 6 on target. But does that include the goals, or does... No, I don't think it does. Okay. So loads of extra shots in the second half, totaling for 20. But if you really look at the first half as well, okay, get rid of the penalty, non-penalty XGs, 0.7. So we deserve to be on top, and I'm glad we did get that win. Okay, next up, Basildon United at home in the Vase. The last couple of episodes have seen us able to win 2 games and then lose the other. Sometimes it's in the cup, sometimes it's in the league, sometimes, or both times, it seems to be 2-3. Not this time, hopefully. Last game of the episode, let's get to it. Alright, we're ready. We are ready. Last game. It's obviously not a league game, so we're not worried about anything over here. But this is interesting, isn't it? Look at that top goal scorer. Of the team. Where is it? Goal attempts, goals, best player. There's 4 of them. If we sort by goals, there's 4 of them on 4, which is very cool. What's that? Last minutes since last goal. So Hilliard's actually played a lot of minutes since that. McIntyre 5. Ricky May's got 4 as well. But then as you go down, we've got a lot of goal scorers. I'm actually quite impressed. It's unfortunate that Dave McDade hasn't grabbed one after 18 shots, and Melbourne with 7, Kolodinsky with 7, Ephraim with 8. But is that a shot on target? So shots on target. I mean, McDade is actually unlucky then. Look at that. Second most shots on target, has not been able to put one in the back of the net. That is unfortunate. Okay, into the meeting we go. We are just going to check rather quickly. Have we got anyone on heavy? We can't play Sky. Oh, okay. Look at that. Mason and Terrace are not a good pairing, apparently. Whereas Chadwick and Hillier are. I guess the only way we would figure that out is by having them play together. So the fact that it's telling me that now... Okay, Kolodinsky can play. Terrace drops out for... Let's drop him out for John Jones again. We'll have Jones and Ricky May on the bench. Actually, you know what? Takeda on the bench for Ricky May. Just because if we get into a position where we can give Tomonori Takeda some minutes and kind of get him back into the swing of things, I think that could be a good thing to do. I think that would be very beneficial for him. So let's see. Let us see. We've started with a lot of possession, but we are defending. Jones has come out and claimed that very well. Okay, had to pause. Let's continue. Jones has got the ball. Will we concede an early goal? Will we score an early goal? Chadwick out wide, please. Jared Sprawley is there, one-on-one, going through to the keeper, shoots, and we score an early goal once again. Well, McIntyre does well, nodded down. Chadwick just takes a touch and kind of then waits for the right time. Sprawley moves away from his man, then fires it low-ish. Kind of not the best finish, but a solid finish. And we're on the board. We drop the calm down and make sure we don't overreact to going up 1-0 so early and then concede. Because, we don't want to concede. Oh, the bar, my goodness. My goodness. Yeah, it is a bit interesting, isn't it? We've got that from Terrace and Mason. They don't make a good pair. It's kind of curious. What about them doesn't make a good pair? What are they doing? How are they playing that the game has gone, I'm not sure about these two. And if it gives me the green connection between Chadwick and Myla Hillier, which it obviously has done here in the tactical screen, I mean, I fully agree. I think they're doing well, but what are the centre backs not adding up? Why is there that disconnect? Oh, Price. Oh, Price. Just kind of sneaking in there, getting the shot away and just kind of seeing how it goes. And it was a good effort. All right. Good effort. Now, the possession is rather even, but I want to try and keep us on positive. Try and get another goal. I'm not taking Sprawley off yet, but he will come off at half-time for getting that early yellow card. Is Chadwick offside? I mean, that's an absolute mess, to be honest. That's a bit of a mess. Sam Price does put it in the back of the net, which is good for Sam Price because, again, we started today's episode wondering about Ephraim and Price, but Price's contributions are just far more, I don't know, just they're there. Basically, they're there. Daniel Ephraim has just not been producing as much. So, yeah. 2-0. Very good. They can have a praise. And what I'm hoping for is that we get those kind of green connections across the 11 at some point. And it will happen eventually. McIntyre goes from distance. But obviously, in that midfield, I'm really positive with Hillier and Chadwick in there. They seem to work well. And the whole idea of defensive midfielder, then a ball-winning kind of punchy midfielder followed or next to, slightly higher up the pitch, a creative midfielder who links up the midfield. Hillier wins it back, gives it to Chadwick. Chadwick attacks. There was a message from Howard who says he wants to play some more games. So we might have to kind of rejig our midfield a little bit. Or you kind of, drop Chadwick for a few games. Maybe just like rotating them in and out. But Chadwick's a good player as well. So, maybe Martin Howard needs to be loaned out. Maybe that's the answer to that one. I'm not quite sure. Okay, Jared Sprawley, yes, does need to come off. Price runs in and there is no one to tap it home. So Sprawley comes off for Connell Jones, who cannot play there. So Connell Jones will go into the middle of the park as another attacker, it seems. And you know what? Price can come off for Takeda. Let's get Takeda some minutes. We're going to play very kind of central. Oh, Hillier off the post. Oh, goodness. Oh, right. Oh, unlucky. So just 2 changes to try and get some minutes into Takeda's legs. And of course, Connell Jones is coming on for the yellow card. So that's kind of a change of shape for a different reason. It's not me tinkering. It's me doing my best with what's available to me. I do kind of hope we stay pretty solid in the middle of the park. We could have gone into like a 4-2-2-2. Or even there's kind of the option of just doing that as well. And kind of dropping Takeda back a little bit and seeing if that kind of connection appears. I think maybe actually I think that's a better idea. That's a bit more connected. We are very central. And we'll probably benefit from saying, okay, let's play down the middle and shoot on sight. But But I like the idea that we do, you know, we can't really just do the same thing every game and not expect teams to figure us out in a way. Yeah, always press. Having these kind of slight variations, not a bad thing. Only 10 minutes to go. Do we make one more change? Do we kind of let anyone rest? You know what? Frith has played a lot. Let's let Frith rest. One more attack, fourth, my word. Frith. Takeda into Chadwick, shoot it. He does, it's in. Takeda gets an assist. He's been on the pitch 30 minutes, if that. If that. Back involved, back in the goals, or, you know, the goal contributions. He's a top quality player. Frith does well as well, you know, making the pass into keep the game, keep the attack going. Takeda to Chadwick, one touch, fire it off the right foot, into the left corner. 3-0, game done, game over, next round. GG, to be honest. And I may as well, guys, I'll start running my outro now. So we've had a really, really good episode. A couple of signings obviously have joined. Whether or not they've gone exactly as we planned is neither here nor there. We've got Sky, of course. We've got Jay Wood. We've got the win. And we move on to the next round. Thank you for watching, guys. I really do hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Next episode, we continue on where we left off. The squad is very solid, very kind of cohesive. We're doing well. We're trying to progress. Until next time.